Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Hi, Aunt. I'm good. I'm
That's
good.
good. That's good. Well, another week of Southern Charm. This is I don't know why they call it Southern Charm. It should be called the Three Amigos, because this show is forever and ever and ever about Austen, about Shep, and about Craig.
Oh, I think they should be called the Golden Girls and we throw Madison in there.
Oh, well, that could be because they are like three yentas, these guys.
Yeah, with Madison.
Yeah. Do you think
Madison has completely, she hasn't just taken the crown and put it on her head this season as the top woman on the show. She has taken the throne, the crown, the horse and buggy, the jewels, the scepter,
the robe. Yeah, the whole
everything.
bit. Yeah, she is.
And she doesn't even mind rubbing it in Pat's face.
No, I know. But Pat is like the queen mom, though. I mean,
Pat is shady as all hell.
Oh, yes, she is. I love the fact she said she hasn't done her own hair for 40 years. I love that.
How about she hates Taylor?
I can see it. I think I kind of would hate Taylor too in person, because I told you, I think she's boring as can be. Oh, except for, well, we'll get to what we found out. So, okay, let's get to the big thing. Austen and Shep sitting down, and Austen finally admitted they made out.
Yeah.
Now, did they say they kissed or they made out?
He said kissed, and then someone said made out. Madison.
Yeah. No, because there's a difference between making out and kissing.
They made out. Now.
Okay, they made out. Which Shep can't understand, because his feeling is once you make out, you're having sex.
They all said that. They were like, so you just stopped?
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't get over that you make out, but you have to have sex after you make out. You just can't make out.
I think that if they had been honest, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
I agree.
Like, I think that if Taylor had said to Olivia, like exactly what Austen did with Shep at Pat's house and Whitney's house, if Olivia and Taylor had that same conversation when they had coffee that day, and she had said, like, I promise you nothing more, but we kissed, it wouldn't have been good. And Olivia would have been upset. But this is going to be like the end of it, obviously, for them. And I can't believe Olivia's last name is Flowers. Olivia Flowers. Sounds like a drag queen.
It sounds like a porn name to me.
Yeah, porn or drag. Olivia Flowers.
Yeah, that's what I think. Well, I think Shep took it well. But you know what? Austen is always shady, isn't he? Like Shep
was very smart.
Moving. Yeah, but he's
no, because Shep's a cheater. So what was Shep supposed to do? Tell Austen he's a horrible person?
No,
like then it would have been a little bit hypocritical.
Yeah, he was. But Austen's eyes are always shifting, and they're all over the place, and it's just kind of funny because he's shady too.
Austen might have a little autism.
Yeah, I sometimes think that maybe could have been a little on the spectrum.
Like things don't always click for him. That's all I'm saying. It's not in a way that I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I think more that like sometimes we give him
I wouldn't say autism. I would say someone
vibe. When I think he doesn't even mean to be an F-boy. Like, I think sometimes he just doesn't have the wherewithal to know that, like, you don't hook up with your friends' exes.
Well, I think he's like a frat boy to me.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? But yeah.
He's too old that it makes me question, like, is it frat boy or is it that there's truly something that is not healthy going on?
Yeah, I would go with a little bit of both.
Maybe. Well, I mean, I think as he gets older, you question it more and more.
Yeah, because it's not frat boy anymore. Now you're a full grown man and you're still acting like an idiot and doing stupid things. So maybe you are a little bit slow.
Or that you haven't addressed something. I don't know what it is. Maybe.
But the funny part is his mom is like really like in his face. She's no dummy. So it's not like he was raised by anybody who is, not on the ball or whatever. I mean, example, Miss Pat is a smart, snarky, intelligent woman, and she raised a smart, snarky, intelligent man.
I don't know. Whitney's not Pat.
He's not Pat, but he is snarky, and he's made something. He's got the show.
Yeah, but I think he did that because he's not Pat, right? Like what I mean by that is that he's snarky and he's funny, but he doesn't have the booming personality to carry a show, so he created a show.
Yeah, because he's been around drama. But let's face it, Miss Pat didn't create what she has either.
No, but what I'm saying with
Miss
Whitney is that
Pat,
Whitney, no, but what I'm saying is with Whitney, I think I give Whitney all the credit in the world because he clearly doesn't have any ego. He wants money and he wants the power.
like Miss Pat.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be the one on TV making a fool out of himself.
Listen, Miss Pat is spectacular, and I happen to love her.
I do too.
Miss Pat didn't make any of her money.
No.
She married,
of course,
really, really, really well. And then she made sure that she was taken care of in a style of which she'd become accustomed to. So I can see where she would be the way she is, and that he would pick up on that, because in a way he's making money on other people too.
That's the he everything that Whitney was provided, he used that to his advantage to build more.
Yeah, which is smart.
It's harder as the wealthier you get.
And so they show both of them are a bit of opportunists.
Well, I mean, I use it in the sense of like people always say, oh, Trump University failed it. Well, he was put on a platform with like his father built the empire. I believe that when you take over an empire that was built by a parent, it's harder to grow it because they've already done, like, it takes a really, like, so many people inherit money or inherit business. And I think that people think that it's like they're given something. Yes, of course they are given something, but to sustain something and to continue to build something that was like when your predecessor either is still alive or passed away, but did it really well and put you in a position to have what you have. I think it's actually a lot of pressure to then grow that. Like, I think that it's harder than people think. People think like, oh, you're given a fortune or you're given a lot of money, so you have this big leg up. Yeah, but at the same time, there's pressures that someone who's like maybe like a first generation entrepreneur or millionaire, like they can mess up and no one's putting a microscope over them. So I actually give Whitney a lot of credit because if the show flopped, everyone in Charleston,
it would be on him.
Right. Yeah, people would be like, "Oh, look at that spoiled little brat."
It's a success. Okay, so I love how the next day. Oh, I loved Madison when she just came right out. So did you F her? You know what I mean? She didn't care. She doesn't care at all.
No,
like
she doesn't care at all.
She's like that fourth wall of this show.
She doesn't care at all.
Pages a little bit too.
So let's get to the party about the pheasants, because, like, you know, we
got. Oh no, I want to get. No, we have to talk about before that.
What part?
That Madison came over to the house to talk to Miss Pat, and Miss Pat was all over the fact that Taylor was sending,
but Whitney. She didn't send a nude picture.
Well, then why did Miss Pat said that she saw a picture of Taylor naked, and underneath it said, "Come one, come all."
It was her in a bikini. She said it on Andy.
Who? Oh,
Taylor said it. Taylor goes, "I wasn't naked. It was a sexy picture."
Oh, but that would be naked to Miss Pat, because that would be an inappropriate picture. No. I'm going in Miss Pat's mind. A woman sending a bikini. I'm sure it was a bikini. If it's a bathing suit, we know it wasn't a one piece. If she sent, I'd like to see the picture actually. And I'll tell you if I think it's a nude or not. It could be like flesh tone, and it could be a bikini, and it could be provocative. And I'm going to tell you, I'd say she was nude too. In Miss Pat's mind of being a 70-year-old mature woman, she would see sending any picture like that as a nude.
Because she should then think that her whole cast is a bunch of delinquents because they've all sent nudes to each other.
Yeah, well, she does think they're delinquents, though. She does. She's only on it because people love her, and her son is the producer. I mean, she wouldn't be with any of these people if it wasn't for the fact it was her son's show. She wants him to succeed.
I also think that naturally she favors the people that have been on the show the longest.
Yeah, well, I don't think she cares for Taylor, and I don't think she ever cared for Miss Catherine either. And she was right about Miss Catherine, and she's probably going to be right about Miss Taylor.
I don't think so. There's a big difference between Taylor and Catherine.
Major. Yeah, I want to tell you, I like Taylor less every week, where I love Catherine more every week.
Taylor does nothing, so I don't know why.
Nothing. I know. Why is she even on this show? But I thought it was
She was Shep's
interesting.
girlfriend for 2 years. You can't just kick her off and not bring her back. You have to keep the story. Like you have
Well,
to.
yeah, because they're all like they all now. Do you agree with JT that they breached bro code?
Yeah.
Okay,
but-
I just want to say, and do you agree with Craig that there are a million girls in Charleston? Why you gotta hook up with your friend's ex?
Yeah, but this goes back to when you were trying to say that what happened with at first, when you were trying to say, I don't know why everyone's so enthralled with Sandoval cheating. They've been cheating for 10 years.
Right.
What happened with Austen and Shep and that whole thing, that's what went on for Vanderpump for 10 years. What happened with Sandoval, Raquel, and Ariana was different.
Yeah, I know. I get your equation. Right.
So that's why I don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't think it's a huge deal.
Okay.
And
No,
I
didn't ask that. I asked if he did violate bro code.
yeah, but I don't think it's like it's the everyday bro code that's violated on these shows for the past 15 years. It's not like real deep, like they've normalized violating bro code like this. So I don't think it should be like, I don't think they should hold any of them to a big standard, because what I'm saying is there's a big difference when you sit down like Raquel did with Ariana multiple times. There's that cringy scene at the bar. Do you enjoy having sex with them? Do you have sex with
Yeah.
them?
Oh, so bad.
That's manipulative,
Well,
different, that
she's
whole
also
thing.
someone who's like on the spectrum when you think about that. That's just
Beyond, but what I'm trying to say
weirdness.
is that
Yeah.
it's hard to say you violated bro code on Southern Charm in the way that Austen and Shep did, because I'd say there's a lot of the same viewers that watch Southern Charm that watch Vanderpump. And so when you ask me, did he violate bro code in comparison to Raquel violating girl code with Ariana? No, he didn't.
I agree. No,
but
because
in my life, yes, he did.
okay. All right. Now, was Craig correct in being upset at Austen for lying to him for 8 months?
Yes.
I agree.
They have a different relationship. They're on multiple shows together. They're truly best friends.
Yeah. They hang out even when there's no filming.
It's like Sheena and Raquel. Because she lived at her house. She stayed in her apartment. She did the whole thing. I can tell that there's more there. Like, I think the Ariana friendship has been stretched. I also think that they never say the big reason. You guys got close because she was fucking your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was the reason. She was,
yeah.
And Sandoval encouraged her to be around so that they could be
exactly
around.
Whereas Austen and Craig
Yeah.
are best friends.
Yeah.
They have been best friends when they've been single, they've been dating. They haven't been best friends out of necessity. They were friends prior. They became closer during. They've done things together. They have a podcast together. Like, they are truly best friends.
Right.
But I also want to ask Craig this. Would you rather be left? I think Austen did Craig a favor, because imagine what Schwartz goes through knowing what he knew.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, that's
so at least Craig
too.
Gets to say, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Okay. Well, Craig also didn't understand why Shep was inviting Taylor to his I was going to say peasant party, his pheasant party. But I have a theory on that. I don't think Craig really wants Taylor around. One, because he knows it's not good for Austen and Shep to have Taylor around. And two, because it takes the focus off of Craig and Paige.
Three is because Craig at this moment in time still hasn't told Paige that Taylor and Green made a comment about how Paige has cheated on Craig. And I cannot wait for the reunion, because Paige DeSorbo, I hope to God, will be there and will eviscerate Taylor.
So, I mean, there's alternative motives with Craig. I thought this episode, because it was really sweet that Craig and Paige, she has her own room, so she has her own space and her own stuff, and he's not allowed to go in there and touch her stuff, and that's probably what makes them happy. But she's, got that Northeast kind of shade with him, and he loves it because finally somebody is a little bit I think it's the Northeast sensibility that Craig loves about Paige.
Maybe.
You know,
Or
just that
she's pretty
straight
chill.
talking.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah, but she just straight talks. It's not a lot of undertones. It's not this Southern thing, you
No.
know, because Southerners will tell you they'll smile at your face and lie as they lie to it and stab you in the back because they want to be
Exactly.
polite. And when you're in the Northeast, you just tell people like it is. So it's probably very refreshing. I was up. Oh, first of all, do these people have the friends with the best houses or what?
Oh yeah.
I mean, because where the wedding was, the little reception with
Oh
Madison,
yeah.
that house was fantastic. And this house was fantastic too. So they do have friends with great houses.
I mean, you know what's weird to me is why doesn't, and I think it's because her parents probably won't let her. I don't think Olivia's parents want her to have a bunch of people at their house.
No, I don't blame them.
She gets that whole house. It's beautiful.
I know.
So
Yeah. I mean, she, you know, because none of them really have fantastic houses on the show.
no. What did you think about Paige eavesdropping on the conversation?
Oh, I mean, when Paige told the guy, well, first of all, you notice that Olivia showed up with, not Olivia, that Taylor showed up with Day Chaser. Did you notice?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Oh
of
no.
course. She showed up with her brand. And you know what was kind of sad? The way Shep was crying with the way Lil Craig responded to her.
Okay. So little Craig, like in the next episode, you can tell that he gets sick or whatever, right? The dog.
Right.
I think the dog ate a piece of fish off the table. If you scroll back the tape, the dog jumps up near the table and they zoom in a little. And I think it was a sign to show. And then they said that the fish has tons of bones in it.
Oh, that's right. So a little foreshadowing there, huh?
Maybe I could be totally wrong.
No, well, let's see. But I did think it was interesting that he thought of them at that moment as like a little family, and it was broken up now.
Olivia was, I actually, Olivia grew on me in that episode. She looked fierce as fuck in that coat.
Yes, the coat was great.
And she's gorgeous. And like,
Beautiful.
I felt real from her for the first time. I thought she it was because it was her against Taylor. So I feel like when we've seen her with Austen, we've seen her talk to like when she and Madison and things, it's like she's overpowered by the character that's been on for years. And that is like more of the like the main character that fans love. And she knew her role with Taylor. It was like a switch went off that she was like, oh, I don't have to be like sweet Olivia right now. But she tried to be, but you could see that she was so like, why the fuck am I here right now? She was so, I felt like, and I also think that she like, you know, it's the same way that Shep says, Taylor, we talked about Austen. You know about Austen. It's like, okay, Taylor and Olivia, I have a message for you. You both came on a show with two F-boys and dated them on camera. You both knew what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah, you both did. Austen, though, was so awkward. Again, the awkwardness of him is it's hard to put a finger on it, but he's so awkward. Now, of course, he's awkward. He's been making out with this one. The friends know he's got the new girl the old girl coming. She's going to find out that blah, 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 blah. He's just awkward. He doesn't know. He's immature too.
Oh, yeah. Beyond.
Stunted. What do they call it? Help me.
I have no idea.
Adolescence, delayed adolescence, stunted as some. It will come to me eventually. They always said Michael Jackson had it. It was like stunted adolescence, like where you stop mentally growing because of some traumatic event in your teenage years.
I also think that Shep feels like he got a golden ticket in a chocolate bar because he was the cheating whore.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't have to worry about
somebody else, because he said that on Watch What Happens Live. I love it's not me for the first time.
But I think
ever.
that he's making a big, like so many of these characters go on and then they, rightfully so, they feel uncomfortable or sad that something happens in their life. Like they get cheated on, but then they quickly forget how many times they cheated on other people. And then they look at hypocrites. Someone was in Shep's ear to be like, you got to play really cool here because you can't be the one that they're going to flip and turn and say, but you did all this kind of a thing.
Right. Totally. Now let's get to Miss Page.
Okay.
Because Miss Page she's downright almost perfect too. She is like Miss Pat, the younger version in a way, because she can throw the shade and say it like it is. And there's not a lot of self-serving there. She's just saying it like it is.
Oh yeah.
And when Austen said, do you think she's going to be mad at me? And she said, she should cut your balls off. I mean, she went right for it. But then what was her best line of the whole episode is when they were talking and she told the guys to be quiet because she's not able to hear and go back and tell people what was said. Yeah,
I love it. And I love how she said that. And then 3 minutes later, Olivia was like, we're on display. And then Paige was like, yeah, why don't you guys go over there? Why don't you go over there? Like she then tried to help.
Yeah. Paige actually said, how will I know? How will I know what to tell my how will I know to tell the story to other people? And that's what it was. She wanted to make sure she could tell the story. So she didn't want those guys, talking over each other. I mean, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
And it was perfect. And it was so real. It was like, you're the one coming in from New York and you're like, I need to hear everything.
I didn't get why they were protecting Austen so much. And I was very upset. First of all, the food kind of looked good. I was very upset that they all just wanted to just move past it. And wasn't letting Olivia have her moment. Like, it was just like, okay, okay, goodbye. Like, they didn't let her breathe in that moment. It was like, let's move on. Like, okay, I thought it was they weren't aware of her feelings at all, as if it didn't matter to any of them. And I thought that's what was so rude.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. They totally just didn't care what she said. And it was like, okay, now, okay, get over it. Like, let's eat. Oh, don't do that here. I thought,
and I liked that Craig was very real about that. Like, Craig was like, what about Olivia? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is like,
because Shep was all, let's be appreciative of what we have. Oh, we had this beautiful meal here. Let's just concentrate on the beautiful meal, because he wanted to get by it. And of course, Taylor isn't going to focus on it because,
we also have to remember that Taylor and Shep have not had a clean break at all.
No,
and Olivia made a clean break from Austen. She didn't want to talk to him.
Right.
She wanted nothing to do with him. She's upset. That doesn't mean she's not upset, but she's not going to grieve and heal at the same time, because it doesn't work.
Right. And what did Olivia say? I mean, Olivia was saying, this is like an out-of-body experience I'm having right now.
Because she's made a conscious effort to leave Austen out of her life. And she's like, why am I being forced to have to deal with this in front of all these people?
It was wrong.
Things? It was totally wrong. And that's the part where I feel like maybe it's not the network. Maybe it's clearly not Bethany Frankel blowing everyone up, or the production companies. I do believe it's the other cast members that need to be the voices to say, like, no, we shouldn't be doing this to this person, like Craig did, because you're all complacent you're all complicit if you all let it happen. Like, if you're all watching it happen and watching,
they were all watching it happen. Totally. Exactly. Yeah. And they expected no reaction from her. Like, she was just going to hear the news and sit down and eat. And not, and she's like spiraling at that moment. And they're like, no, let's just be appreciative. We have this lovely food. Like, it was so bad.
It was fake.
It was fake that they didn't respect her reaction at that time.
It's also messed up that they thought, oh, we're in someone's house, we shouldn't act this way.
Really? These people? Gosh.
I was like, Shep.
Yeah, it was so out of, yeah. It was, and you know what? At that moment, I did kind of think that Austen, Craig, and Shep think at that moment, you're just like a little extra character.
Craig didn't.
Craig didn't. No, Craig didn't. Okay, but that's where the male energy on the show is just like, okay, we're over this, so you're just like a little lowly cast member. Yeah. Like, you're supposed to be over it too. If that had happened with somebody like Madison or Leva, they would have reacted different. But it's kind of a pecking order, I think, with them, where they think they're so much better than like Olivia. She's just, she's just here and we'll cast her aside when we feel like it. And they disregarded her. And that's what I didn't like about the boys this week.
Yeah, they're acting like Shannon Bedore.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who was your mess?
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Taylor's a mess. She's a mess with her not telling Olivia.
Or Austen.
And Austen. Well, they're both a mess.
Because I think Austen, I do believe that Austen is also, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think that because he is 6, 7 years deep in this show, and let's just call it what it is. Taylor's a new cast member.
Yes.
Because she's now Taylor. She was
Right.
Shep's girlfriend for a couple
Right.
years.
Right. True.
Now she's Taylor. So
Mhm.
he's basically using his 7 years of experience as his independent character on the show. And
Right.
she's using her first year. And
Mhm.
he knows how to navigate these situations and manipulate them, and she doesn't.
Yep.
And I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's doing what he knows. She's doing what she knows. His works on television, hers doesn't.
Yeah.
And so she
Yeah.
looks like she's not as, like caring as much, or that she hasn't put as much time and effort into thinking about her story, because she's just being more real. She's kind of just taking it as it is. He's constructing his storyline a little because he has the experience to do so.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
But
yeah.
they're both a mess in their own right.
They are a mess.
So follow us, Aunt and Andrew, on Instagram, like us on YouTube, comment, and subscribe, because you know what? We're not tired yet, but one day we so we need thousands of you, more hundreds of you.
100,000 more.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of viewers, subscribers. We love you. Bye.